Hello everyone, this is Moonlight Learning Academy, and today we will be doing the math section of the 2024 to 2025 SHSAT Practice Test Form A. I will provide the full test in the description below. Let's get started. For question 58, this is a simply easy one. It says simplify negative 3.8 plus 2.3 minus negative 1.1. So subtracting a negative is basically like adding a positive. So you can change this to negative 3.8 plus 2.3 plus 1.1. And in the order of PEMDAS, you have to do the first addition or subtraction that comes up. So you have to do negative 3.8 plus 2.3, and that gives you negative 1.5. And then you add 1.1, and that gives your answer as negative 0.4. Let's move on to the next problem. For question 59, it says, angle M and angle R are supplementary. The measure of angle R is 5 times the measure of angle M. What is the measure of angle R in degrees? So supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. So you can say that M plus R equals 180. And R is equal to 5M. So you can substitute R for 5M in this equation, giving you M plus 5M equals 180. And then that gives you 6M equals 180. And you can divide 6 on both sides to isolate the M, giving you M equals 30 in this equation. And you know that R equals 5M, so you can substitute 30 for M. So R equals 5 times 30, which means that R equals 150 degrees. Let's move on to the next problem. For question 60, it says a juice mixture contains 3/16 gallon of apple juice and 3/40 gallon of cranberry juice. How many gallons of apple juice per gallon of cranberry juice does the mixture contain? Express your answer as a decimal. So here you can do a proportion. You can do 3/16 to 3/40 equals x to 1. And this is the case because 3/40, if you compare it to 1, and that means you can compare 3/16 to x. They're basically corresponding numbers. And then you can do cross multiplication to do 3/16 equals 3/40 x. And then you can divide both sides by 3/40 to isolate the x, and that gives you 4/16 equals x. And if you convert that to a decimal, that's 2.5 equals x. So for every 1 gallon of cranberry juice, there is 2.5 gallons of apple juice. Let's move on to the next problem. For question 61, it says Mr. Chan's lawn grows 2 1/8 inches every 2 weeks. He mows his lawn every 2 weeks and cuts off the top 1 3/4 inches of lawn. If Mr. Chan's lawn was 4 inches tall at the beginning of the season, how many inches tall in decimal form is Mr. Chan's lawn after 8 weeks? You can do another proportion here, and you can do 2 1/8 over 2 is equal to x over 8. Again, corresponding numbers. 2 corresponds to 8, and 2 1/8 corresponds to x. And you can do cross multiplication to get 17 equals 2x, which means that 8.5 equals x, which is the growth of the lawn in 8 weeks. That's how much the lawn grows. And since the lawn was already 4 inches at the beginning, then you can add 4 to 8.5 to give you 12.5, which is the total height of the plant without cutting. And it says that the lawn is cut every 2 weeks. So in 8 weeks, that means that the lawn was cut 4 times. And if you multiply 1 3/4 times 4, that gives you 7. And that's how much of the lawn was cut. So subtract 12.5 minus 7, and that gives you 5.5, which is the height of the plant in inches after 8 weeks. Let me fix. I accidentally wrote plant. I'm sorry, guys. It should be lawn. Let's move on to the next problem. For number 62, it says The table above shows the number of children in each of 110 families. What is the median number of children in these families? So we have a chart that says the number of children in the family, and it shows the number of families with that many children. The median is basically the middle number in a set of values, and we have 45 families with 0 children, 32 families with one child, 19 families with 2 children, 8 families with 3 children, and 6 families with 4 children. So you can add all of that up, and you see that there are 110 families, or 110 numbers in total. And to find the middle value, you can divide 110 by 2, and that gives you 55. And when there's an even number of numbers, then the median is basically the mean between the two middle numbers. So in this case, it's the mean between the 55th and 56th number, and mean basically just means average. So the 55th number is 1, since you have 45 numbers for 0, and then you have 32 numbers for 1. It's the 55th number is 1, and the 56th number is also 1, and the mean of 1 and 1 is 1. So the median number of children in these families is 1. Alright everyone, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I will see you in the next one. Bye!